what's going on, man? Today is October the 16th. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show. We have one WNBA game on the board for today, game 3 between the Liberty and the Lynx. And then we also going to look ahead to some Thursday night football for tomorrow. We got the Denver Broncos, who will be in New Orleans taking on the Saints. So have not done a live show since Sunday, which was I gave out a few bets on that show, and we had a pretty good day. We actually swept the board if people tailed any of those plays. Hopefully we can do the same here today. It's some NBA playoffs for today that I haven't really got a chance to. I looked ahead, but I'm not sure who's going to play. I know the Miami Heat on the second leg of a back-to-back. We can talk about that, and that if I do kind of want to make a play or two in the NBA preseason as well, but we'll see if we get there. I'll go through a couple of the comments, and then we'll jump into the couple games that we have on the board for just one game for today and the Thursday night football game for tomorrow. So Liberty first half was the play that I gave out on Sunday. That was a winner. Puts WNBA for the playoffs at 14-9, up just under 5 units. And it's a good winner, man. Liberty really needed to bounce back. I needed to see the Liberty, prove that they can actually play basketball again and hang with, really good teams after smoking that lead in game number 1. So, looking to build off that. And the NFL plays were winners as well. I don't have the recap up here for those, but yeah, I saw a couple people cash, parlayed them together, all that good stuff. They were winners. So let's go through the comments real quick, and then we'll get into the games for today. Mark in here with me as always says, good morning, Chris and community. I hope everyone has a great day. Sending that positive energy, Mark. Love to hear it. Right back at you, bro. Hope you have a great day as well. What's up, Justin? Prolific says, good morning, Chris. Watching the Celtics last night. Just play with their food, but it's preseason. They get a pass. Yeah, they should have probably won the game. I watched the end of it. But you can't go down like 25 points to the Raptors. Like it's inexcusable. And I know the Raptors got hot. Scotty Barnes specifically from the 3-point line in the first quarter. I think they scored like 40 points. And then Boston went on their own 19-0 run. And that's what makes it difficult to bet NBA in the preseason. I guess you could say Boston was due for a letdown because I think they were undefeated. So just come out without their foot on the gas last night with no Drew Holiday and ended up getting smoked and coming back and then still end up losing the game. What's up, GLB Bets? He says, morning, y'all. Let's cash coming off a 16-unit NFL Sunday. Love to hear that, GLB. Don't spend all of it back. Don't send all of it back to the books. Putting in best today. Justin says, I'm looking at the graphics. Chris, can you spin the basketball on the finger with the fitted on? That's cap. I don't think I can do that, Justin. I don't think I can. I probably should try it, but I probably don't think I can. What's up, CG3? What's up, Helms? Good to see you in the chat. Nard says, Liberty today. Don't overthink it. PZ says, top of the morning game. Alex, good morning to you. And what's up, Marquise? Appreciate you for tapping in as well. Let's jump into it for today, man. One game. Oh, real quick, before we jump into that game, these previews are done now. And they're supposed to be, all of them supposed to have been done yesterday and put out yesterday on the 15th. But I was running behind a little bit, had some things come up. But all of them are done now. I actually released another one right after I finished the show this morning. The one that I'll release is the Washington Wizards and the Denver Nuggets. Last night I dropped Philly and Golden State. Which was a little bit delayed because of the, Paul George, he hyperextended his knee. You had the quotes from Embiid come out talking about he's, not playing in back-to-backs. And I think Philly regular season win total under probably going to be something that I look a little bit deeper into. But anyway, that one dropped last night for people who haven't had a chance to check it out. If you haven't had a chance to check out any of these, definitely go back and check these out. Like I said, Wizards and Nuggets will drop today. And then I'll also drop Raptors and Mavs a little bit later today. And probably tonight I'll drop the Pelicans and the Hornets. But all of these are done now. Definitely go ahead and check these out as we get closer to, NBA season actually starting. All those videos can be found in the video section on my YouTube page. Let's jump into it. So Liberty and Lynx, this line was, it's even moved a little bit since I did the video last night. I did do a video last night. Just going over some in-depth analysis, and the line, is still on the move. It's actually, you can actually even get a 2.5 anymore. So I should probably update this. But these were the lines that were available last night. This line is actually 3.5 on every sports book now. 3.5 is the number. So big money coming in on the Lynx here. On the Liberty here. And I agree with it because I do think the Liberty are the better team. Full disclaimer, I do have the Liberty to win the championship. 2-unit bet at -130 that I made after game number 1 in the second round when they were playing against the Las Vegas Aces. So going into this game, the interesting thing is this line actually opened at 1 in favor of the Liberty. They were just laying 1 point, and I started to jump on it immediately, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna just kind of think about it a little bit. And the money line went from -120. Now the best, when I was looking this morning, the best money line in this game is actually -160 now. So last night when I did the standalone video, it was -140. I didn't play it, full disclaimer. Probably should have played it. And like I said, it was -120 when it opened. I kind of strongly feel like I know not everybody's, but people are thinking that Minnesota's going to bounce back in this spot. And I couldn't talk you off. If you like the Minnesota Lynx, take the Minnesota Lynx. But I kind of feel like the Liberty, knowing that they let game 1 slip away, I don't think that we're going to see a decrease in their level of intensity from game 2 to game 3, trying to steal their home court back. I don't think this is a flat spot, a letdown spot for the Liberty in this game. I think the Liberty have the more depth on this team. I talked about this in the video last night, but it just kind of feels like we haven't seen, and maybe it comes tonight, we haven't seen one of those big explosive games for the Minnesota Lynx bench at all. Outside of Tisha Hademan, who had a really good game 1, it's been the role players for the Minnesota Lynx, for this New York Liberty team that have been playing a little bit better. I mentioned this in the video last night, but in game 1, it was Phoebish, who had 17 points. And when I say supporting role players, I mean like the New York Liberty big 3 is Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, and Jacko Jones. Jacko Jones, in my opinion, has the best matchup because Stewie is being guarded by Napisha Collier. The guards do a really good job for the Lynx of slowing down Sabrina Ionescu. So I think Jacko Jones has the best matchup. But in game 1, it was Phoebish. She had 17 points. She had 5 threes. Courtney Vandersloot also added 8.6 rebounds and 4 assists in that game off the bench. And I thought that would be difficult to replicate. Then you fast forward to game 2, and it was Benaji Laney Hamilton. She had 20 points. She had 4 of her 6 threes, and she just kicked key shot after key shot after key shot. So Sabrina probably plays a little bit better, in my opinion, today. She didn't even shoot the ball really in the second half. I think Stewie continues to play well. They really just don't have Fee is a really good matchup. She's Defensive Player of the Year, but Stewie's going to get hers, whether it's in transition. Just her length and athleticism is going to make it, hard for Minnesota to be able to stop. I think, looking at Minnesota, they'll need more from the other players. Fee is being guarded by a 7'1" wingspan, Brianna Stewart. And I don't think that, it's going to be easier for her to score the basketball. I'm pretty sure Coach Cheryl Reeves is going to try to put her in some actions to make it a little bit easier for her, probably try to get, Stewie off of her. But I still feel like the Liberty win this game. Because the line is moved a little bit too much, a little too far from my liking when I know I could have got this at 1. Now I need them to win by 2 possessions. I'm probably going to stay off and see if I can get a better in-game number. The one thing I'll mention about the in-game number is Crystal Reeves, she said this after the game. She was pissed that her team came out and were super flat again, going down by 17 points in that, early in the first half. And then they felt themselves having to battle back. They've only led, I think, for less than 3 minutes throughout the first 2 games. They didn't lead at all in game number 2. Liberty punched them in the mouth early. They got it down to, I think, 6 or 5 or something like that. And the Liberty went on a run to end the fourth quarter, ended up winning by double digits and covering that 7.5 point spread. I think they won by 14. So I think it's a good spot for the Liberty as well. I think in these, especially best of 5 games, the team that you feel like is the better team is the team that you want to play on, in my opinion, because it's going to be difficult to win 2 games back to back. No matter which one of these teams go down in this series, I think it's going to be difficult for either team to win game 4 and then win game 5 in different venues. So I think this game means a lot to the Liberty, and I do agree with the movement, the money coming in on them. Just don't know if I want to get there. Like I said, I'll probably look for a live line, thinking that the Lynx start a little bit better in this game and probably be able to get the Liberty at a better price. As far as the total, real quick, before I jump back into the comments, and then I'll go do a couple player props. I do think it's an under game. Game 2 was an under game, and I think the reason why game 2 total went up, game 1 total was about 160.5. It ended up going over, but it went to overtime. And both teams shot pretty well from the three-point line. Minnesota specifically shot 40% from the three-point line. In game 2, they come back down to earth. The Liberty defense played a lot better. They hold Minnesota bench specifically, I think, to just like less than 5 points. And the Minnesota Lynx only shoot 30% from the three-point line. That's more inclined to what the Liberty can do defensively. I talked about both of these teams last night being really great in this spot. The Liberty finished 17-5 on the road, 16-6 against the number. Both of those were the best in WNBA. They were plus 10.3 in net rating. They allowed just 76.4 points per game on the road this season as well. And we saw them going to Vegas and get a really, really big win with their backs against the wall. Hostile environment. They just ended up playing really good defense in that game and, knocking the Las Vegas Aces out on their home floor. Not to say that it's going to be easy, because the Lynx are 20-5 straight up at the crib, and they've been playing much better defense as well. They actually allow 6 fewer points at the crib than they do on the road. So I think it's going to be an under game. I like the under. And if I'm placing anything right now, it'll be a bet on the under 160.5. The only hesitation, slight hesitation, I talked about this yesterday. I talked about this in the video last night, is that the first quarters have been absolute, just overs. Like Liberty scored 31 points and 32 points in the first 2 games. That'll kill your over. But then the games kind of settle in. These two teams, this will be game number 6, I think, 6 or 7 that they've played. And when you get that familiarity with a team, is you expect the pace to slow down a little bit. You expect the defense to know what the other team is going to do. So I do think that we see an under game, and I like the under 160.5 a little bit more than I like anything else. Let me just double check. The total hasn't moved. So 160.5, and it's kind of sitting right there. Just real quick, I want to see what the other total finished at. So game 2, 146 is what we saw. 146 was the total amount of points scored. That's 14.5 points under here. Like I said, I just think it's going to be a defensive game. The Minnesota Lynx still shot 45% from the field. The Liberty shot 47% from the field. So yeah, I think we see under here. So yeah, Liberty and under for me. Let's go through the comments, and then I'll check back in on a couple of these. I'll let you guys know I'm thinking about these player props as well. A lot of comments coming in here. No, I said a lot. Jay Trinidad says, Chris, we're gonna make some money this year. I took the Knicks plus 155 favorite last night. Money line, sweaty cash. Yeah, the Hornets are not serious about playing basketball, man. Even with the backups in it. Because I was watching the beginning of that game, and they started slow. But yeah, McBride shot the ball well. Justin says, going to catch all the previews within the next 2 days. Just want to watch them back to back. Yeah, I put them on the thing that you can do on YouTube. You can have just one runs into another to another. Forgot what it's called, but yeah, you can definitely do that, Justin, for sure. Helms says disrespectful live movement. Lynx on the money line. Helms is a big Lynx guy, so that doesn't surprise me at all. I will say Public have been on the Liberty in every single game so far, though. Liberty just continue to keep taking money. They did in game 1. They probably should have won that game. They did in game 2. Even with that line opening at 6 last game, it ended up getting pushed to 7.5. They ended up covering that line as well. I also had this graphic here, which just kind of shows the game 2 team stats. Not anything too crazy. Let's see. Young Man Travel says, good morning, people grabbing the Lynx. Expect the bench to play a little bit better here today. So looking at that Lynx bench, and I talked about it not playing well. Natisha Heidemann had 5 points. Misha Hines-Allen shot 0 for 2 in 9 minutes. She finished with 0. Danda Sealy has been missing in this series. She didn't score the ball at all. She also was missing in the last series as well, though. I'm not quite sure what's going on with her. Shell Reeves has kind of reduced her minutes, but she really just can't get a shot to fall. And she's getting, like I said, a lot reduced minutes as well. So I'm not sure if she plays better in the playoffs so far. I mean, she's only scored what? She didn't score in the first two games against Phoenix. Against Connecticut, she had 1 point. She had 2 points in the next game. And she's had, oh, no, I'm sorry. Hold on. Yeah, she just hasn't really been scoring the basketball. She has 0 points in her last 3 games and has only made 3 shots in the last 5 games. So don't really like too much from her. Looking at the rest of that bench, though, because I do expect the bench to give a little bit more at the crib. Where is it going to come from, though? Like, if it's not Misha Hines-Allen, Dorka Juhas has been, like, really non-existent. Natisha Heidemann, I kind of feel like game 1 was an outlier for her, and Udoka only got in because the game was a blowout. She played 1 minute. So I'm not sure. Like, this bench is really shrunk, and Crystal Reeves is not really using the bench much either. So I slightly disagree with this, young man, Travel. Let's see. Justin says he got the Liberty at -140. Wish I had got there. Dirty Riggs says I say the heck with the side. I'm going Courtney Williams over her points prop. Yeah, I'll talk about that in just a second. I like it a lot. What's up, Cal? She says Liberty sweeping. They can't sweep because they already lost one, but hopefully they do win the next 2 games. I'll be fine with that. Cal says I'm on the Liberty if New York loses tonight is over. I like the under here, Trinidad. Let's see. Liberty. Cal says Liberty for halftime, full time. That's something that I thought as well. Helm says that's just how it goes, though. The Stars get in, get it done on the road. Role players thrive at home. Lynx bench have a good night tonight. I'm just having trouble figuring out which Lynx player has a better. I'm not to say that their bench is going to score 5 points. I do think that they'll score a few more points. I'm just not sure where they're going to come from, though. Letitia Heidemann, maybe. Dorka Juhas. I mean, I'm interested to see how much she even plays. Like I said, Crystal Reeves has really tightened up that rotation. Misha Hines-Allen should play a little bit better, and hopefully you get something from Vandasili if you do like Minnesota in this spot. Let's see. She says wanted to be on the Lynx, but it seems over, and Courtney Williams does too much unnecessary dribbling, turnover prone. At times, she can be turnover prone. They did turn the ball over. The Lynx turned the ball over 20 times in game 2. Liberty turned the ball over 16 times. And that's a lot due to physicality. It's a lot of physicality going on in these games. What's up, Sarah? Appreciate you for tapping in as always. Good morning to you. First half over, Cal says, over 41.5 team total for the Liberty specifically. She says 3.5 looks free. -3.5 looks free. Which one? I don't think any. I think it's going to be a closely contested game for sure. DB says those props last night was elite. Not sure which ones you're talking about. Jay Trinidad says, okay, Chris convinced me because I lean under. That's why I'm asking. Yeah, I think it's an underplay as well. Diamond Miller only getting 1 minute of playing time is insane. They could easily make this a series with her. I don't know. Diamond Miller's been out of the rotation since she came back from the injury, though. So I don't think I agree with that. What's up, Three Kings? Appreciate you for tapping in. What else we saying in the chat? Need Misha Hines-Allen to play how she played before the trade. Helm says, I'm sure you bought this up before, Chris, but don't forget the significant coaching advantage in the series. You know what, Helms? I really don't think it's that much of a coaching advantage, man. I know Crystal Reeves is a really, really good coach. Like, I think she's probably maybe the best coach. I don't think Sandy Brondello is bad at coaching, though. I can't stand her voice, and it's nothing to do with her Australian accent. She just doesn't seem like a motivator, in my opinion. But I don't think it's a big drop off in coaching here, Helms. I think Sandy Brondello makes the adjustments, and I think they got a better roster, in my opinion. Like 1 to 5, I think they're much better. You know, the Liberty don't really have a weak spot, and I think if not that Benaji Laney Hamilton is going to replicate game 1's success, but like if she's playing that well, like it's really difficult to see this Liberty team losing to anybody, in my opinion. Last night, my fault, DB. Yeah, so let's jump into those. And Mark saying Lynx 4-2 against the Liberty this season, all wins as dogs. Tough for me with futures on Liberty plus 145 and Lynx plus 550. I can understand, Mark. A lot of people betting like the Lynx because they got a much better future price with them. Liberty have been the favorites to win the championship pretty much the whole season, so I can understand that. I just think the Lynx are the Liberty are a better team, and I love the Lynx. Like, don't get it twisted. I love the Lynx. I just think that there's something within the Liberty right now that they kind of feel like I said this when they were playing the Aces. It's one reason why I liked them in game one. I said that, they got something within them. You can hear it in the post-game interviews. Like their mission is to win a championship. This Lynx team, their mission is to win a championship, but they didn't start off this good. Like this is more of a surprise team, if anything. So yeah, under 160.5. I'm gonna bet that. Just haven't bet it yet. And like I said, I'll look for a better number live with the Liberty, because I don't want to lay 3.5, even though when they have won, none of the games have actually been close. So I just feel like, you were getting the Liberty at a pick 'em on the road. And anytime you can get the Liberty at a pick, you probably want to take it. And I failed to pull the trigger on that. I just didn't think the line would move as much. So that's my fault. I don't have $1 on the game right now, though. Not $1 on the game. Real quick, I do got to go back because I did say I was going to talk about the player props. Player props in this game, I think I talked about these last night, but I think it's worth mentioning again. Sabrina Ionescu, I talked about her under 2.5 threes. I'm not sure if the line has moved or not, but Sabrina I talked about this in game 2. I talked about it in game 1. She just has not shot the ball well against the Lynx this season for whatever reason. And I think the reason is that they hedge all the screens. They do a really good job of, pick and roll defense. They don't give her a lot of wide open opportunities. And sometimes she forces it. In game 2, she didn't. But she's only hit 3 threes in 1 of the 5 games that she's played against this Minnesota Lynx team so far. And that happened to be at home. She went 3 for 9, but her 3-point percentage is down against this team. Like I said, I think the defense only gets better for both sides. So Sabrina Ionescu under her 2.5 threes, being able to get this at plus money was super intriguing to me. I'm gonna probably bet that as well. I will bet it. It's just gonna be a smaller bet than I put on the under. And like I said, I'm gonna try to take the Liberty live at a better number. The other play was Courtney Williams. No way I could talk anybody off playing Courtney Williams. I know it's pretty square because she continues to kill the number. But on FanDuel, you can take her points and assists over at 18.5, minus 128 was what the number was last night. With Fee being guarded by Stewie, and I talked about Stewie having that 7'1" wingspan, someone else has to play well for Minnesota in order for them to have a chance. And Courtney Williams is the best chance of doing that because she's the playmaker for this team. She's the point guard, the quarterback. And even in game 2 when they lost, Courtney Williams still had 15 points and 8 assists. So she cleared the 18.5, with 23 points and assists. And in the 6 games that she's played against this Liberty team so far, she's over in 4 of them. So 4 for 6 to the over. 3 straight games, both playoff games so far, she's gone over. And she's had at least 23 points and assists in the last 2 games. So 18.5 does kind of feel like a bit of a bargain. Feels like the books haven't quite caught up to this. I think, a lot of the pressure will be on her to continue to play well, to find her teammates, to be able to score the basketball. And the thing I like about Courtney Williams is she can score at all 3 levels. She got the midi, probably second best mid-range, shot maker in the WNBA behind Asia Wilson. I guess you could throw Fee in there as well. But she also gets to the rim. She gets to the cup, especially if she gets, a matchup like Courtney Vandersloot. She can take advantage of her. And she can also hit the 3, as we saw in game 1, where she hit the big 3-pointer. So I like Courtney Williams over her 18.5 points and assists. Have not pulled the trigger on that one yet either. Let's see what you guys are thinking before we go over to some Thursday night football. Let's see. Good morning, Kristen. Appreciate you for coming through as always. Three King says Lynx surprise team. You laughing about that? Three King? You thought they was gonna be in the championship? Let me know, because if so, you could have cast some crazy futures if you thought the Lynx was gonna be this good at the beginning of the season. Dale says Liberty minus 3.5, under 160.5. I like both of them. He says Jocko Jones 10 points, Caleb McBride 10 points, plus 500 parlay on ESPN bet. I'm going for it. Don't let me talk you off, Dale. Best of luck, man. I hope you cash it. Digna says, come on, Chris. He says, can you cap a preseason NBA? Your graphics are off. You got Broncos, Saints, and what's the stats on Lynx first half, first quarter? I don't think anything's off that I saw. Maybe it is, but I can't cap any of the NBA preseason games without knowing who's gonna play though, Signa. That's why I haven't been giving out plays. You literally got to run to the window as soon as you find out who's out, who's in. based on and that's the other thing. It's difficult because you don't even get that information at the same time. One team might release it 2 hours before the game, other team might release it before warm-up. So yeah. Helm says, gotta run. Great show, Chris. Go Lynx. And I like the over in Thursday night football game. Yeah, that total's dropped 5 points, and we're gonna talk about that in a second. Sabrina is 1 game away from shooting Liberty out of the series. You said Courtney Williams over 18.5 points and rebounds. I like that better. No, I said points and assists, DB. I didn't even look into her points plus rebounds. Justin says Broncos minus 130 in his pocket. Let's jump over to that Thursday night football game. So Broncos Saints. This line opened with the Saints laying 3.5, with the Broncos laying 3.5 points as road favorites, and total was at 42.5. At least that's what I saw in the look ahead line. Now you see the Broncos down to 2.5 point favorites, and the total sitting at 37.5. So money's come in on the Saints to be able to keep it within the field goal. Money's coming on the under, total dropping 5 points, and it's difficult, man. It's difficult. I think you definitely want to check, injury report specifically for the Saints. This Broncos team is not as injured as the Saints team is. I saw I'm not gonna go through all of them, but it's a lot of key injuries to the Saints. Specifically, quarterback, no Derek Carr. Running back, Alvin Kamara went through practice yesterday, but he's dealing with a hand injury. He was limited at practice yesterday. And the list just goes on and on. Chris Olave, probably not going to play with the concussion. It's just a long list of injuries, which is why you see a rookie quarterback on the road, laying a short number like 2.5. And I do kind of feel like, just kind of going back to what Justin said, I do kind of feel like it's a bounce back spot for the Broncos. Now, I don't think NFL is difficult, and I'm not saying that it's going to be easy by any means of any stretch of the imagination. But a couple things that really jumped out to me here was, one, you just got a Broncos team that's playing much better football. I want to try to get to my notes and pull them up real quick. Thought I had them pulled up. Maybe I don't. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah. So New Orleans, they've lost 4 straight games now after starting 2-0. It is a short week for them, and they did lose at home. Last week to Tampa Bay, so no travel involved. I guess that's something to like for the Saints here. But Denver, lost last week to the Chargers in LA to end a 3-game winning streak for them. Got off to a really slow start. I think they were down 17 points or more at halftime. You got Sean Payton going back to his old stomping grounds here with the Saints. He was, able to bring a Super Bowl to them. You also got Drew Brees getting inducted to the Ring of Honor tonight for the New Orleans Saints as well. So, they got the rookie quarterback out there, not someone I would want to bet on. And you look at the numbers that I put on the screen just to kind of, handicap the game from a statistical standpoint. And this Denver's offense, while it struggled, 25th in scoring, 32nd in pass defense, 24th in time of possession, 31st in third down conversion percentage. This New Orleans defense leaves a lot to be desired as well. You can see that they are pretty good in opponent red zone conversion, but they're 30th. So, third worst in opponent rushing yards per game. So I think Denver should be able to run the ball with Javonte Williams. They also 32nd in opponent total yards per game. They're just getting gassed. This defense is definitely taking a big step backwards. On the opposite side, you look at the Saints offense, and these numbers, got to be taken with a grain of salt because they're full season numbers with Derek Carr in at quarterback. And granted, they scored 27 points last week against Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're 5th in points per game. I think we see them struggle to score the football because Denver is very elite defensively. They're actually number 4 in opponent points per game allowed. Also number 1 in opponent red zone conversion rate. I don't think that the Saints are going to be able to convert a lot, of touchdowns. And while the New Orleans Saints offense is 3rd in third down conversion rate, like I said, that's for the full season. You got a Denver defense that's 5th in opponent rushing yards per game. So I think Denver should be able to slow down the run. I think that forces the Saints into passing the ball. And I think that potentially is a good look for the Saints here. Is probably just, and I don't think I saw a number yet, but probably just looking at Rattler. probably just looking at Rattler to go over on his pass attempts here. I do think that Denver is going to force the Saints into passing the football, especially with Alvin Kamara also being listed, as questionable. He only ran the ball 13 times for 40 yards on Sunday, and Spencer Rattler actually ran the ball 4 times for 27 yards. The offense never really got going on the ground, even though they did end up with 21 rush attempts altogether. But Rattler threw the ball 40 times, and I know they were playing from behind, but I can see them playing from behind because Denver's defense is really good as well. So I think if I had to pick any play right now, it would be Rattler over on his pass attempts. If I'm playing this side, I think I do like Denver. Just kind of, it makes a ton of sense here. Makes a ton of sense. Let's see. Best place you can get. Best money line I see right now. Minus 130 is a really good price. I would lay to 130. Minus 127 is available on Bet Rivers. Minus 130 on DraftKings is still available as well. Bet Valley got a minus 127. ESPN Bet got a minus 130. That's the way that I would play the game if I'm playing anything. I have not pulled the trigger on anything. I'm gonna do a little bit more work, see how practice goes today, and then probably wait and make a play tomorrow. But that's what I'm thinking about Thursday night football for people that are interested. Let's see. Appreciate you for tapping in, Justin. Hope your daughter has a great day at school today, my brother. GLB says I got a system on the over for the Broncos game, but I don't know. Haven't pulled the trigger yet. Let me know what that is, GLB. I know you be cashing with them. Let's see. Question the Broncos' ability to score. Yeah, I think you should question the Saints' ability to score as well, though, Dirty Red. Because I agree, the Broncos' offense is not great by any stretch of the imagination. Bo Nix is, not really looked amazing at all. I agree with that. On the road, hostile environments against the Saints, I agree with that as well. I just think the Saints' offense is going to struggle as well. She says Rattler over his passing yards. And Dirty Rig says, I'm on New Orleans before I knew the injuries situation. My bad on that. All I can do now is ride. Yeah, when I say it's bad, it's bad. When you look at the injury report, the first thing I always do when I cap the NFL is look at the injury report. I mean, it's like 2 pages of injuries. You got Caesar Razou, I think is how you pronounce his name. The starting, he plays center / guard. He got a knee injury, didn't practice yesterday. Derek Carr didn't practice yesterday. Peter Warren, linebacker, didn't practice yesterday. Rashid Shaheed, who I didn't even mention, he's dealing with a knee injury, didn't practice yesterday. Chris Olave probably going to be ruled out because of the concussion that he suffered, didn't practice yesterday. Taysom Hill limited in practice. You definitely need him to practice. Alvin Kamara limited in practice, but I mean, it's a ton of injuries here, and some of them were limited, some of them were, didn't practice. Whereas, Denver, I think they got like 1 key injury and only a couple guys that were limited. Most of their guys had full practices. So Patrick Surtain didn't practice. Of course, he probably will be out with the concussion, but yeah, definitely check that injury report, man, because you'll learn a lot from the injury report. You can actually learn why teams are favored, in my opinion. So, those are the ways that I'm looking at playing the games for the way that I'm playing the games for today. Just a quick recap. I'll put everything up that I just talked about on the screen so you guys can see it. I'll take Minnesota off, New York off, I mean. Yeah, I'll take Denver off. I'm not Denver. I'll take the New York Liberty money line off because I'm not laying minus 160. But like I said, I'll look for a live line. I will be on the under 160.5. That'll be an official play. Won't be a big play because if the first quarter goes over, like the first quarters have been going over, you'll get a much better line at the end of the first quarter before what I anticipate is things to slow down. But under 160.5. Probably haven't bet Sabrina or Courtney Williams, but those are the 2 player props that I like the most. And then Denver money line for tomorrow. Interested to see where this number goes, but I do like Denver money line tomorrow. Probably Rattler over on his pass attempts. Just not thinking that they're going to be able to run the football and have to, really rely on him, especially with Alvin Kamara being a bit, limited at practice so far. So that'll be the show for today, man. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Resources that I use to handicap the games are here for people that are interested. Referral codes are in the description of the video. Definitely check them out if you guys are interested. Referral code CBC will get you 20% off of OddsJam, and Moneyball is still running the 50% off promo over there using code ChrisBeCappinn as well. So check these out. If you guys got questions at all ever about any of the resources that I use, shoot me a DM on Twitter at ChrisBeCappinn with 2 P's and 2 N's. I try to get back to everybody that reaches out, but I'm definitely here to help as always. If you enjoyed the show, do me a favor, hit the like button on your way out. Share the show, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. NBA season right around the corner. One more plug to, just say go back and check out those team previews so you can get caught up. Win totals, win the division, play-in odds, all of those things are covered over there. The teams, what they lost in the offseason, what they gained, new coaching changes, all of those different things. So definitely check those out if you're interested, and catch you guys tomorrow. Probably be back tomorrow. I'm out.